What's up, citizens? This is Tyler Ruff along with Joey Edge.
Sitters, what's good?
And Chris Martinez.
What's happening?
And we are front porch sitting so bike.
So bike.
So bike. I just want to let y'all know. It's been like a recurring segment on the show that when Joey makes food, it's never when I'm on the show. When I'm ever here. And I got a text tonight while I was at church that said, hey, do you want some ribs? And I initially said no.
Big mistake.
But then I said yes. So I just had a rib. It was delicious.
Really good.
you.
Joey
Very
outdid
good.
himself.
Thank you.
Very good. No one better on the grill than Joey Edge.
Appreciate that. There's some people close, though.
Close time.
Yeah. Just like there's no one better than Joey Edge on the grill, there's no better gun store
Oh, talk to me.
than JW Weaponry. They
True talk.
are the premier gun store in the South. They're always loaded, always ready to make sure that you and your family are kept safe, always ready to make sure that you know what you're doing, you got the right ammo, you got the right firearm for what you need, you got enough ammo to go shoot, you got your targets to shoot, making sure that it doesn't break the bank.
Yep.
I
All
don't
of
know.
it.
I don't know what else you could ask for in a gun shop, man.
Not a dang thing.
No.
He could charge way more.
He absolutely could.
He could 100% charge
He's
way
not stupid too. He knows that. But he does not charge more to keep the prices right for his
That's right.
his people.
That's
you
right.
guys.
He's playing the long game.
Yeah. He
And he's been playing the long
So
game.
really, like honestly, so I was there from the inception of the store. And his like number one goal, I'm gonna say it delicately, was he knew he was new, and he also was aware there was competition in the area. He says, I just have to beat them. I'll beat their prices. I'll be around a long time. I'm Lake City, North Florida native. I'm not going anywhere. I just got to beat them.
That's right.
And eventually, those places either quit selling guns or don't operate anymore. And Jaded Weaponry is still here.
That's the way
10 plus
capitalism
years going
works.
strong.
The best business stands.
Absolutely.
And they are the best business.
Correct.
Joey, if they want to call the best business, JW Weaponry, what's the number?
386-243-8587. 386-243-8587.
Man,
Yeah.
we got a full show for you tonight, Sitters.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
got a full show for you tonight. We had the national championship. We had NFL playoff games. We saw Lamar go down. We saw the Lions go down.
The Lions.
Oh, that's crazy. Like us. Nobody
Hey.
saw that coming, right?
Hey, Joey's swinging 1 for 2. He's 1 for 2.
50-50, baby.
That is true.
He
Bigger
hit the
money line
Lions.
dog, though.
Huh?
I got the bigger money line dog, though.
I think
did.
we were both on the Commanders. We both thought that number was outrageous. It was off by 20-something points.
Yeah, well,
Well, no one thought it was going to be like that, I don't think, right?
I had Commanders money line. I do know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
We talked about it on the show.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all both called that.
I don't know that I had it as a beatdown,
I don't think anyone had it like that.
but it was a beatdown.
Especially when you first started watching the game. It started out kind of Lions heavy.
A little
We'll
bit.
get there, though. I think we're going to start out with the old college football championship game.
That's right.
The Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Notre Dame Irish. Kind of a beat down there, too.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. We were talking off air about how, after Notre Dame got the ball first, drove down the field with relative ease.
18 plays, though. It did take him 18 plays.
It did take them 18 plays,
But it was,
Ohio State's drive took a long time, too.
yeah,
They both took a lot of time off the clock. I think the whole first quarter
10
was
minutes,
2 drives.
10 minutes and 6 minutes for the first
Yeah.
two drives.
Right.
Yeah.
Not great for the over if you're on the over.
not at that point.
Not at that point.
Not at that point.
Hey.
Things were not looking great at that point.
Oh,
They had us in the first half.
They had us
Ain't
in the
gonna
first half. No, but yeah, no. So like you were saying, Joey, the Irish go down 18 plays, 80 yards, whatever it was,
Yeah.
10 minutes off the clock. You want to know whenever I knew the game was over? I think we've already had this conversation.
Tell me.
But I knew whenever old boy went to the sideline and threw up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, baby, we're good. I almost doubled down since it's Ohio State minus 3.5 at that point. I said, I'm not going to do that, but if I had a couple extra dollars, I might do that. The game wasn't as close as the score indicates.
No.
But it got close.
It did get
Ish.
close.
It did.
So they were one stop away right there from getting the ball back with a chance to go down and tie it, which is incredible because it never felt like the game was close.
At all.
That was bad coaching on Ryan Day's end. They
I
messed
agree.
around too much. You can't. You got to put people away.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I wholehearteady agree as well.
Like,
I also
like
thought
the
it
middle
was
of the third quarter is not the time to start letting them just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, it seemed like they took their foot off the gas and tried to like basically like in soccer
Don't
they say
lose the
park
game.
the bus.
park the bus. That's right.
Yeah, or in college football, chew the clock. Like it just seemed like. But I will commend Notre Dame. That's one thing I didn't think they were going to do. They weren't going to quit. They weren't ever going to quit on
No.
Marcus Freeman or that university. I think those guys genuinely love the university.
It seemed like it.
Here's one thing that's so refreshing for me, Joe. And Tyler, it's not a controversial take, but it's not necessarily a sports take. But I'd like to get your opinion on the area in a minute. And Joe, you too.
Yeah, thanks.
But the sports side of it, Joe, I'm talking to you. The other point, Tyler.
I know where you're going. I'm good.
Do you really?
Yeah.
All right. So what was refreshing to me about like the sports side of it is we talked all year about how like for the most part in most programs it's like a transactional thing.
Right.
Like these guys don't really care for the university. They're looking for the bag, the biggest check, the highest bidder, whatever the case may be. They're always they're not super loyal to the universities anymore.
It's always about the next thing.
The next thing, right? They're trying to get check. Okay. And we talk about as fans how we don't really like that.
Right.
There's no the tradition of you love Florida State for Florida State and getting the Seminole head tattooed on your arm, which whatever. I would have never do that probably, but I think that's dope when they do that. Like
Right.
I know one of my good friends has one, and I think it's really cool. But
Right.
you love the university, so now we have something in common, and I root for you. I'm invested in you.
Right.
I think these two programs, like Notre Dame, they've really loved each other. And they really loved their university. I think that showed. Same for Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I know, they brought in some big pieces, so not to the same level. But it seems like they really, really wanted to put on for Ohio State, the state of Ohio, and the university. And that was refreshing as heck for me as a fan to watch two teams. And to me, it's not shocking that those are the two teams that were there.
Yeah. The interesting part about that is both teams have first-year quarterbacks from the portal.
From
right?
the portal, yep.
But they both seem to be so invested in their university.
I wholeheartedly agree, yes.
Like,
Yes.
What's the old buddy name from Notre Dame? Riley
Leonard, yep.
Riley Leonard. He just it felt like he was a Notre Dame guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just
It did.
It felt
Yes.
like he was Notre Dame. He's been there forever. Whatever. He obviously has not.
Right.
But he invested in the program. The program invested back in him, and all the players bought into what they were all doing, going together.
Yes.
And like you said, that's why they were there. Ultimately, they got outmanned.
Yeah. They averaged less than 280 across the front on defensive line. Like they had to move
Yes.
and slant and smoke and mirrors. I said it on 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Smoke and mirrors. I did say it last week, but in the chat. Like they're gonna have to smoke and mirrors Ohio State. They're not gonna be able to just stand in front of them, bench press them off, and go
Right.
play football. They're gonna have to slant and rip and run, exchange gaps and stuff like that. And they were coached up well, and they did that.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat too. Ryan Day, and then I'm coming to you, Tyler. Ryan Day said before bringing in Quinshon Judkins that they reached out to Henderson. Is it Travion Henderson?
Trayvon. Yeah. Travion. I think,
Travion
yeah.
Henderson, and asked him like, "Hey, like, are you good with it? Like, we feel like we can go get him, but I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Like, I think we have a good thing here." And the guy's like, "Let me sleep on it." Called him and said, "Coach, whatever you think is best for the team."
Good for him.
Yeah, that's dope. That was fire. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
That Ryan Day, if it actually went down like that, I have
Right.
to assume that it did. Yeah. I'm not calling him a liar. But like if he actually went and approached his star back and the star back was like, I'm not saying yes right now.
But I'm also not saying no right now either.
Let me sleep on it. Let me think about it. Let me pray about it. And he called him back the next morning. I was like, yeah, Coach, if that's what you think is best for the team, that's my own point I'm making right now, then let's do it. Took yards off of me, took carries off of him. But they were both fresh.
But you know what he didn't do?
What's that?
He didn't take away from his draft stock.
At all. If anything, it may help. He's fresh. There's only so many carries those running backs have in their career.
Right.
Right. That's what we talk about in baseball.
Yeah.
You only have so many throws here.
Right.
If you use them all up in 9 and 10U, well, good luck, man. I mean, that's not where you're gonna make the bread, brother.
Right.
But I thought that was really refreshing to see.
It is.
We don't really care for those teams too much because they're in the Northeast.
Right.
But I did like the parity in football. I thought it was cool that there was new teams there. They played competitive for the most part. It was relatively clean.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. Now my second question, Tyler, is to you because of your degree or where you're doing with your life. What are you doing? What transition are you making from the banking world or the side to
I'm
and the
pursuing-
podcast world. And
I'm pursuing pastoral ministry. I'm going to seminary right now. So
Okay, this is why I want to ask you. I think you're a relative professional, at least on this podcast. I thought it was so interesting and neat, and again refreshing, that Notre Dame is what they are. It's a Catholic school. It's a Christian school. They're very true to their values and the morals of the Catholicism. And then Ohio State, I did not know this, but they have not like an uprising, but their leaders on their team are very, very outspoken about like Christianity and their Christianity.
Yeah.
Like Riley Leonard said it before he answered any questions. That's Notre Dame. But in Ohio State, they have like rallies and stuff in the courtyards. The football players would lead like worship services, and I thought it was incredible to me. Can you give me just your take or your opinion on like that aspect of that?
Yeah, I'll give you two things. First, I thought it was cool that the media didn't ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy to see Scott Van Pelt make a big deal about that, and not just talk about it, but emphasize how big a role that played in their championship run.
Scott Van Pelt's the best in the business.
Yeah, there's nobody better.
Yeah.
There's nobody
on.
better.
Sorry.
Second thing I want to know, learning how to be a Christian and learning how to be a team player are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
When you commit your life to Christ, you are committing to living a selfless life. You've said, my life doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm living to Christ. I'm living for Christ. So you have to give up your own selfish ambition, your own desires to submit your will to His, right?
Yep.
Same thing with football, right? If you're going to be on a football team, it's not about you anymore. It's about the team, right?
Yep.
And so there's a lot of crossover there that I don't think people consider. But if you can learn how to be a selfless person, you can be a successful athlete. And I think in a sport like football, that's so they're a band of brothers.
Yeah.
You know, I think that matters so much, especially when you have guys coming in from the portal. It's real easy to say, like you just talked about, no, this was mine.
Yeah.
This is me. I'm here. But they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Those players gelled together. You know, you don't win a championship unless the team gels, unless you have selfless individuals. And I think a lot of that is drawn from, the team's faith.
Beautifully said. That's why I threw it to you, because I knew you could say that better than me. Joe, you might have been capable of that as well.
Nope,
but
nope.
Me personally, I know my strengths, and it was not that. I thought that was really cool. And like again, your point is like they made the media and the players forced their hand because
They did.
They said before I answer any questions, Jesus, my Lord and Savior. Boise State was the same way. Like they're very much. They're very freaking out. That was really cool to me. I was just really, really happy with the overall product because you get the two teams that seem to love their universities, the two teams that loved each other, and the two teams that like love God. I thought that was really refreshing, and especially in today's climate in sports, it's like you don't get that very much.
Yeah.
No.
I don't remember which quarterback it was, whether it was Walker Howard or not Walker Howard.
It was Leonard.
Riley Leonard.
It said that he didn't think it was a coincidence that the two teams that pronounced their faith the most were the two teams that got there. I thought that was pretty cool that he said it out loud.
Yeah,
because a lot of people
he was wearing a Bible verse on his Proverbs 25:12, I believe, on his wristband. I thought that was, really cool. We don't get a lot of that.
Go back a couple of weeks to when Texas got eliminated from the playoffs. One of their leaders and captains, kind of everybody's fixing to get up from the podium, sat him back down, and basically said not the same exact thing, but basically said something similar like, and I just want to let y'all know that yes, we lost, but we're not here without our Lord and Savior. And then he went on for about 2 minutes about his love for Christ and blah blah blah. I thought it was really cool too.
I think that's so neat because that's not for show. They're not doing that for anything. They don't gain anything from that, like monetarily, or like, and I don't want to say cool because that's not the right word, but like in secular society today, that's not like the cool thing,
right?
But that was, to me, that's extremely cool. I really like that. I valued that.
I'm with you.
I thought that was freaking
100%.
awesome.
I'm with you 100% on that. I do want to shout out Tyler real quick because when you asked that question, like we talked about it prior to the show about how we don't have show notes, like that was not a pre-scripted answer in any way, shape, or form. That was off the dome. Like that was
no. He did not know I was coming to him.
No, that was super.
And we really don't have show notes. Like
That's why when I said it's a full show,
no, there are no notes. Hey, we're here for the people.
Just a couple bros.
Yeah, Tyler, I knew he was going to knock it out of the park. That's why I'm throwing
and he
him.
did.
That's where he's at. That's his field. He's also an ex-athlete, and then now he's doing that, so he gets it. Travis said Maurice Freeman, who was the head coach at Brooks County, said that they got way better at Brooks when they started building men first, then football players second. I can confirm. I was never really on the side of the only building football players, but we've really at Columbia, our recent trip back here, we're really hyper focusing on that second part, building men, husbands, fathers, heavy on that, man. Bring my kids around so that they see me be a dad. Big on that.
Yeah. Huge fan of that.
Yes, sir.
I bring my son to practice every day too. So
Sure do. Sure
well,
do.
he takes himself, but
Did it give you guys hope in college football?
no.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so no, but Tyler, but there's a but. So Joey says, heck no. I say no, but there's now a model. Now it's going to take a special group of young men to be able to go put that model forward. But if I'm a coach, I'm probably going to lean into that a little bit more. Not even as it worked for them. They seem to be genuine. Like, we may lean into that a little bit. I know Bobby Bowden, Coach Allen said this. I think he said it on the podcast. He used to take the players during like training camp or a certain part of the year. They would go to different churches
As a family.
as a whole team. They go to like a white church, a black church, a Hispanic church. They did go to different churches together, all together. So I thought that was neat. He was a godly man, so he was kind of ahead of the game, if you will. And they were really good back then too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And maybe there's correlation. Seems to be there's correlation.
Something to it. All right.
You know who else is a godly man?
I was just about to
Oh,
say the
let's
exact
go.
one. Brian Dix at Brian Sports. Hey, listen. It doesn't get any better than Brian's. And hey, Chris just talked about the correlation. There's a correlation to business world too.
100%.
Brian is a selfless man. Brian does what he does, and he doesn't just do it for himself. He does it for the community. He does it for the people that he supports. And
People
he
he's
does it-
hired.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You.
You. Yeah.
My brother.
Your brother.
Yep.
We all needed that job.
Yep. 100%.
We all
There's
needed
nobody
Brian.
better than Brian to go and support.
It wasn't just
Yeah.
the job. I needed Brian.
Still to this day, I need Brian.
I do that. Yes, I go to
Facts.
Brian for a lot, not for sporting goods only, but a lot of times it's just to say hello and
You've been going to a Bible study at Brian's house many a times.
yeah, several years now. Several
Yep.
years. We haven't been in a couple of weeks, and it's been truly missed, and I'm ready to get back to it actually.
Yes, sir. So yeah, if you need to support someone, go to Brian Sports. If you need sporting goods stuff, go to Brian Sports. If you want to get some Florida Gator gear, some Florida State Seminole gear, God help you if you want some Miami gear, Brian has it. Brian has it. Hey, you need to buy all that Miami gear that you can get because you got to pay your $4 million quarterback. That's neither here nor there.
Ooh, it's
talking
somewhere.
About Brian's. We're talking about Brian's, the best sporting goods store. Joey,
Yeah.
what's the number?
755-0570-386. 755-0570 is the number to Brian Sports. Yeah, I don't have anything to add. Make sure you mention Front Porch City and get 10% off. Actually, I do have one thing to add. I don't think Brian will mind me telling this, but Brian talks about how, in the business side of things, there was a point, because he started Brian Sports when he was young.
Yeah.
And there was a point in that venture where he was like, I'm not sure if we're going to make it, whatever. And he said, I truly lean, like that was the first time that he remembers like truly leaning on God. And was like, I'm gonna give it to him and let him take over. And he's like, since then it's been Katie bar the doors, like we're good now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so he's a phenomenal dude. Really, truly doesn't get any better. So go support him.
Custom shirts and hats, by the way. Very nice stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new printing he's got is awesome.
Oh, I love it.
It's
I
amazing.
love that thing. I take advantage of it a lot.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to talk about the NFL playoffs a little bit here?
Let's talk about Carson Beck. To
Yeah,
Miami.
that's the point. Yeah, let's get to
Let's
it.
get
Yeah,
to, I want Carson Beck to Miami
it's been a
now.
lot of good.
Anthony Newton said, "Goodness will always follow righteousness." Talk
Thank you.
to me, brother.
The Reverend.
The Reverend.
That's right, the Reverend.
Anthony Newton.
Official title there.
It is an official title.
$9.5 million?
Is that real?
No, I think that's real. I think like with the deals, the endorsements, opportunities,
love that.
$9.5 million.
No wonder he didn't want to be a second-round draft pick.
Yeah, I'm not going pro either.
No. Why would you?
Those guys don't make that
I
type
get
of
to
money
go-
till the fourth year, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If they get that kind of money.
I get to go hang out with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
who I outkick my coverage by a lot on.
Very well. That's very nice to put.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very good. It's been a very good start to the show. So thanks for not blowing it up there.
But I mean, like he gets to
Oh,
go
yeah.
hang out with her. He gets to be on South Beach. Well, close to South Beach.
Oh, I'm sure he's there.
He's
$9.5
probably-
million? He's on South Beach.
He can buy an apartment or a condo in South Beach.
100%.
He's already got the Lambo. He doesn't need that anymore.
Yeah.
He'll fit right in Miami. He's an average player. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful relationship
He's
between
the
him and Miami.
He's the most perfectly mid quarterback.
Okay, yeah. He is. Let me ask you this question. So we like to dog him and clown him. First of all, go get your $9.5 million.
Yeah, right, go
anyone
for it.
would be absolutely foolish
Yes.
to not go do that.
Yes.
If Miami wants to pay that, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But is is it like a decent fit for him in Miami? Like I'm talking about not the football side, because I think he'll overachieve. He will not be Cam Ward. I think we all can agree on that.
No.
But in the ACC, he'll win games. He'll make throws.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
He won't get booed out of the stadium. They don't have enough people to boo anyone out of the stadium. They have 4,000 people, so no matter what, you won't be able to hear the boos in the stadium. If he throws 11 picks in 4 games, they will boo him out of the stadium. I don't know how Georgia did not do that. No, they didn't.
24-3. That's how.
Yeah, you're
Because
right.
even in those games, like they weren't out of the games, and so they couldn't be too mad yet.
They were not happy in Jacksonville.
No.
Oh, I was.
No, they shouldn't have been.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That was a very poor game for him.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's like a decent fit. Like the kid's gonna go make $9.5 million. He's gonna go have fun in South Beach, which is very important to him.
Yeah.
His girlfriend is a smoke show. She's there as well. Plays for the basketball team. So that's a best case scenario for Carson Beck.
You're right on everything.
Like I think it's probably a good marriage. If Miami is cool with throwing away $9.5 million, like whatever, man.
Go do it.
Go get it.
I have absolutely no problem with
Georgia
them.
wanted him gone anyways.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
It really
win
is
for everybody.
for everyone. Miami's not going to get anyone better than him, probably.
No.
They're not going to get another Cam Ward.
No.
So it really
They
is.
hit the lottery with Cam Ward.
100% they did.
They did.
They paid the lottery too, but
Well,
it paid off for them.
right.
Kind of. Missed the playoffs.
Didn't make an ACC championship game.
Isn't that wild?
It's
But
insane.
but any other quarterback in the country doesn't even get them there.
Correct. 100%. So if they don't do that, Mario may not have a job.
Yeah, 100%.
Money well spent. For the most part.
Travis Smith said something, supply and demand. Yeah, supply and demand. There's not a whole lot out there. That was one of the better options out there.
It was the best for them.
As a matter
It
of
was a
fact,
great fit.
he never really was out there.
No.
When they saw that he was going pro, then they reached out and said, "Hey, we'll pay you, 10 times more than what you're going to make on that first contract." What do you say for a year?
Speaking of Miami, they got the kid from Wisconsin. Have y'all seen this?
I have not.
No, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay. So they got good job, Florida. Back-to-back steals, 6 straight here. I missed about 12 bunnies before that. Down 7 to the worst team in the SEC. Don't worry about it, guys.
Okay, Bradford.
Sorry. Squirrel. So they get the receiver from Wisconsin who was trying to be in the portal. Wisconsin was like, we're not signing your paper to go to the portal. You're not getting to the portal. That's just how this is going to go.
Wow.
Yeah. And so he's like, all right, cool. I'm unenrolling from Wisconsin. So he just unenrolled from Wisconsin and enrolled to Miami.
It's not hard.
Why hasn't this been done a million bajillion times before?
Because I don't think anyone's not allowed you to transfer. Have they? Do people do that?
No, they don't do that anymore. They
Yeah,
used to do
they
that.
used to do that. But
They used to could not go in state and in conference.
right, but I can
Coaches
go.
is
I can go
unenrolled.
unenroll if I'm at Florida Gateway College. I can go unenroll from Florida Gateway College and enroll in Santa Fe College, and there's nothing nobody cares.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. But you know what you don't get to do? You don't get to drop a cool edit. I am now in the portal with 3 years
true.
of eligibility remaining.
That is true.
Weirdo.
That is true.
Unless you're a Columbia High School guy who did it, and then we understand, But I hate that. I hate that. Let my high school kids get a chance, man. Let your son get a chance. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm with
Been
that.
to
But
4 schools in 2 years. Sit down. Sorry.
I agree with all this.
Sorry.
I'm agreeing with everything. But
I know.
I just think it's amazing that, first of all, that Wisconsin denied the kid.
I love it. Personally, I love it. No, you're going to leave. I know you're going to leave. But go down to the registrar's office and make sure you unenroll. This
Yeah.
isn't going to be easy for you.
Yeah, yeah,
No, go do it.
yeah.
Can't
But
stop
so
you.
then they were like, we're going to sue Miami for tampering, and they were like, yeah, the kid unenrolled. There's really not a whole lot you can do about it. And they were like, I guess he's right. Incredible.
The storytelling of Joe Yed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Storytelling
It is.
of Joe Yed.
I did not know. I did not see that. I did not know that.
Yeah. Good times, really. I
How
don't.
about it, man? College football. Yeah, woo. That's why they're Miami, and that's why they're Wisconsin,
And that's why,
that's why
I
they're
think
not
it's
Notre
still.
Dame.
I think it's still dead.
and why they're not Ohio
So
State.
we've done nothing but hammer college football ever since I asked that question.
Yeah.
I've lost all hope too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm back on that road.
Yeah. I'm still gonna watch every Saturday.
No, same. Okay, real quick before we go to the NFL, because we need to do that.
Yeah.
Florida State opened up, the line opened up, them against Bama. Bama is traveling to Tallahassee. New stadium, suites, all the good stuff. It's going to be awesome. I think 40,000 people in there, maybe.
Not for Alabama.
No, I think it holds. But it holds less though. It doesn't hold 83 anymore, which was a little bit on the low side. But anyways, it'll be fully renovated, done. 7.5 points, sir. Yes.
How do you feel about that? Taking away stadium seats.
I mean, I get it. I honestly, God, I get it. I think I don't like it, Joe. I think that takes away from the tradition of like. But we've talked about.
Did they take away?
I'm not entirely sure. I think like 10 to 15,000.
Ooh, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, so like 83 to like 70, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 68 to 72,000.
Probably in that range. But the area that they made is for like high
dollar
commodity. Yeah, so they're not selling as many tickets, but they're going to sell these, in theory, and make more money. Where would you guys like to watch a game? For the most part, you'd rather watch it in the comfort of your own home in your clean bathroom, with your refrigerator very close by. There are certain games that I will like travel to, like Alabama, Florida State. Me and my dad are probably gonna go to that. Mm-hmm. But 7.5. Maxwell said it in the chat. Shout out Maxwell. No, I mean he's kind of right. I'd like to see what y'all think about it. But 7.5. Florida State is a 7.5 point dog at home in the opener against Alabama. Likely to be a night game. Should be a decent ticket, I would think. Like, what do you think?
I think it's two teams that nobody knows anything about right now because it's kind of like obviously Alabama, the biggest position on the field is always going to be quarterback.
Right.
You don't have your quarterback, so like where does that go? What does our offense look like?
I agree.
What does our Kalen DeBoer offense look like? Florida State, you got a whole new roster. So like what does that look like?
Yeah, like 30 something new people.
Right. Nobody knows. So I feel like 7.5 was a safe number for them.
I agree.
Like it's that number where half the people are like 7.5. That's not enough because Florida State was terrible. Bang the 7.5.
Yeah.
And then there's the other half of the people that's like,
that's a touchdown.
Wait a minute, that's a touchdown against, and we don't know anything about either of these two teams. And one is at home at night, early in the year. Yeah,
with a lot of juice,
give me the
a lot
hook.
of belief,
Yeah.
a lot of like.
Right, give me the hook.
That's a good number.
So I think the number is right because you're getting the average better, and then you're getting probably the pro better that's taking Florida State.
Yeah.
That's a smart take right there.
That's pretty good, right?
That's a smart take, Joey.
Thanks,
No
guys.
need to add anything to that.
Zero Code Red Mountain Dews.
That's right.
No. There's some stuff in the water, but it's not anything good. It's 0 carbs, 0 sugar. I can promise you that.
Newton said the older he gets, the more he'd rather stay home. The drive home from Tallahassee is the devil.
100%.
Sir, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've made it too many times.
100%.
It's terrible.
Dude.
I-10 after a long day.
That drive is miserable.
Oh
There's
my God.
nothing.
It is brutal, and there's nothing but cops.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Madison,
like a hot-
you gotta drive right on I-10.
Yeah, that's bad. That's
Go
bad.
78 if you want to.
It doesn't matter where I'm going or what I'm doing anymore, though. I don't like driving anymore.
I kind of like to drive.
I used to.
I don't want to drive that one. Well, your new job forced you to drive a lot of places.
Well, that's true too. But even before that,
Okay.
like I don't know, the last probably 4 or 5 years,
You used to be a driver.
I loved
You
it.
used to love driving.
He used to like just drive for no reason. I still do that right now. But I don't.
Yeah,
but
I don't as much
keep it-
anymore.
I keep it like a little narrow like radius.
Yeah.
Like, we're not. Me and Zane will get in the car. We'll go look at cows. We'll drive through some fields and look
Yeah.
at cows. That's about it.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of driving.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a way different kind of
yeah.
driving.
But and Travis Smith also said hard to get me in any stadium. The games I'd want to go, I'd pay a price to get there.
I think that's the biggest problem for me right now.
Yep.
Like the
That's the thing
games
with
that are
Worth going
that
to
are worth going to
are high.
yeah, and so then the crowds aren't as good because
It's
like
not your normal fan.
it's not your normal fan because the
Right.
normal fan is still sitting at home
they can't afford
drinking Busch lattes and grilling some hot dogs.
That's Travis Smith.
Boy, a grilled hot dog right now. I could do a grilled hot dog.
But like, so then the other fans that can't afford those seats, they're not crazy typically.
I agree. And
And
so then,
the atmosphere suffers a little bit because of all that. And then the average fan's like, well, I've already been 3 years without going to a game. Why do I need to go anymore?
yeah. And so then you asked earlier.
And then here we are.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you asked earlier a question like, are you upset about them like decreasing the seats in the stadium? No, for that exact reason. Like there's 3 or 4 games on every home slate that you're like, oh, this one's going to sell out. You guarantee it. But the other 3, we still have to make money. And so we have to sell these suites or these cabanas or whatever it is. And those are going to sell every single time. There's 50,000 general admission tickets. We're going to sell 50,000 guaranteed. It's more efficient. And I don't like it. But that's just where it is. You can buy a 100-inch TV. I didn't know how much it cost. I do not have one.
Ah,
I want one.
you're close.
It's 82.
That's
That's normal. That's run of the mill now.
In some people's world,
There's you can buy big TVs for relatively inexpensive at this point.
considering it is relatively inexpensive. Yes. Jesus Christ.
So, with that being said, 7.5. I think just the fan in me will take Florida State with the 7.5. Obviously, have I talked about what I heard? What I had been told from? I haven't talked about that. Have I talked about it on air
I don't know.
I don't know what you're going to talk about, so probably not.
about Florida State, like the insight about what, like kind of what's happening?
I can't remember if that was on air or if that was when I was at your house.
You've
You've told me, but I don't know if it was on
I don't think
air.
it's on air, and it definitely was at my house with cigars underneath lean-to with Bradford. I think
Well, maybe it was.
allegedly.
It was a good night. A lot of them.
I'll share a little bit of it. Inside, and Maxwell can also co-sign it or tell me how wrong I am. But there's some like optimism, not the like 2023, 2022 roster again. Like I think they feel like they're better at all 5 offensive lineman spots. I think they feel that they're better at virtually every wide receiver spot, which is not hard to do.
From last year or from, the good year?
Last year. No, not the good year.
About to say,
From last year. With the 2-10 team.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is not saying a whole lot, but it's good that we're better. It's good that they're
that
better.
is true. That is true.
And then that they went out. They went out and acquired guys on defense. And the number one like question when they put the tape on, they answered was like, it's very simple. Do they play hard? And they all play hard. So I am encouraged to get to watch guys that seem to care about playing football and not necessarily just the bag, right? And then
simple
offense
things
that's
in life.
competent. I think we get better on the offensive line. You get better at quarterback for sure. I'd say. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I can't go into all the details that I know because it'll give it away too much. But there is more reason to be encouraged. But I guess I'm not going to do that. But pretty good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey.
I was going to try to have an elegant way of saying, like
No,
wrapping that up,
it's
but
too insider.
But yeah, it's too. I can't.
It's
I
too
don't,
close.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to say. I'm
It's
not intelligent
very,
enough for this.
very reliable source. That's all I can say.
Well, it's good that they're upgrading at so many different positions. And if you want to upgrade your barber,
Fire
Josh McCardle
Talk
is
to
where
me.
it's at.
Yes, sir.
is.
Josh McCardle is where you need to go to get your haircut.
Yes, sir.
Joey, talk to me about Josh.
So I'm actually. Both of my kids have haircuts tomorrow.
One of my best friends goes to Josh. Loves him.
Which one?
Bradley.
I don't know, Bradley.
I don't know if Josh is listening.
It is. We are early.
Yeah, we are a little early. I don't know if Josh is listening either. But listen, regardless if Josh is listening or not, we talked earlier about JW Weaponry. Great guy, great for the community. Brian Dix, great guy, great for the community, godly man. Josh McCardle's the same exact way. Like, there's nothing like
We don't partner with bad people.
We really
we
don't.
ain't partnering
I'm
with
so
bad
thankful
people,
for
man.
that.
We don't partner
We-
with bad
we're
people.
not.
We didn't have to. We had a lot of options, but we picky.
Right.
And it was the right ones.
Yeah.
The right fits.
Yes, sir.
Josh, like I said, both of my kids are going to get a haircut tomorrow. I don't really necessarily need a haircut soon, but I'm going to go get a haircut because I feel like it's been forever since I've talked to Josh, and I just want to go hang out and talk.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go talk to Josh soon. And like that's what you get at Josh's, man. It's not just about the haircuts. It's not just about any of that. It's the total experience, the talks. Like he understands like a little bit of every part of life. It is incredible how truly versed he is in like everything. And so it doesn't matter what your likes are. He'll find a way to get to your likes, and then you can have a conversation like that. It truly is incredible how good he is at the game that he plays. Not the game, but the stuff that he does. Like it's incredible. So go see my guy Josh. Give him a text, and he'll shoot you the schedule. It'll be 386-247-1430. 386-247-1430. Text Josh tonight. He may not text you back tonight. He probably will. He's up right now. But he'll definitely get you the schedule. And then, like I said, get on it. It may be a week or two late, but you'll be fine. I promise.
For sure. I can expound on what I was going to say now after Maxwell said that, right?
After the first day of the team conditioning, I saw more leadership than I saw in an entire season's worth of practices last year. Dudes that have been here for what feels like 10 minutes going out of their way to go through reps again to carry teammates through. Love that. I freaking love that right there.
The first part is what I
boy.
the first part is what I want to touch on. That's what I'm going to touch on. After just the first day of team conditioning, I saw more leadership than I saw in an entire season's worth of practices last year. So the person that we spoke to or that talked to us said that he had a couple players come up to him that are in his segment, and they asked, what is the difference between us and the guys who played his position last year who are now playing for the Rams and are the defensive rookie of the year, and the guy averaged, I think he had like 7 sacks. Braden Fisk absolutely went bonkers. And I can't. The coach was The coach was very brutally honest with them and told them, like, the difference is those two guys that are in the league, I never had to chase them down about class. I didn't have to chase them down about workouts, about extra off the field decisions. I didn't have to do that type of stuff with them. They were pros in college. And, you know, if Florida State gets slammed all the time for going in the portal. But I think there's a fine line, Joey, and I'm going to get on it a little bit here. I think by going to get a guy that is the right fit, that does check out and work, it's almost like you're going to get a pro because he's there for a reason. He's there to improve his stock. He's there to refine his craft. He's there to go to the NFL draft.
Right.
Both those friends to get him in trouble.
Jared Verse and Braden Fisk both went to Florida State with the goal of, I need to improve my stock at a higher level, and then I need to go get drafted. Both of them did it first round, second round, and they went crazy in the NFL. So they treated work in Tallahassee, according to this person who would know better than anyone of us listening or talking, they treated it like a job every single day. We're getting paid like a job. I have a chef. They don't go to the coach's house anymore. The guy, Jared Verse, had a personal chef, and he had his teammates over, and they were fed by a personal chef quite often, once a week. He treated it like he was a pro already.
Right.
And so when you
that transition becomes a lot easier.
100%. And then you bring that to your program, right? You bring that into Tallahassee, and then it's no shock, it's no surprise to me that group was like different. Now, the flip side of that coin is when you go get those guys out of the portal and they don't treat it as a job and they don't treat it like they're pros and you miss on them, then now we have duds, and now other guys that can be pulled in the right direction or could be pulled in the wrong direction because they're followers, they go the wrong direction. And then you end up 2-10. So we asked ourselves all last year, how the heck did this happen? What they missed in the portal? It's really just that simple. If they really, as good as it was in 2023, where they went to the ACC championship undefeated, how does it happen? It's like the stark like difference between getting it so right and then getting it so wrong. I think there's something to be said when you get it right, but you play with that fire. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. When you get it wrong, you better expect to go 2-10 as well.
Right.
In the magnitude that they got it wrong.
The thing that would concern me, not anymore because they're the main contributors to this situation are gone, but like if you're a player, if you're a guy that has a chance to get drafted relatively high, which a couple of those guys is specifically on the D line because you were talking about Verse and you were talking about Fisk.
That's the segment I'm talking about.
So you're talking about the new guys that have come in and taken over those positions. Like you would think, in my head anyways, if I saw what they were doing and how they were doing it, and then I saw the result that they got from that, wouldn't that be what I would want to strive for?
100%.
But instead, they took the opposite route. They said, well, I'm here. I don't have anybody to push me for any playing time. It's my playing time. There's nothing anybody can do about it. I'm going to go be me. I'm going to go do whatever I got to do. And then you obviously saw the result from that as well.
Yes.
So for a young guy on like a current, redshirt freshman or sophomore,
who saw both,
Lord willing, let's hope that they saw what Jared Verse and Braden Fisk did, and they're like, hey, let's not do what.
I'm not gonna say their names either.
No, these guys did. Let's go do what Braden Fisk and Jared Verse did.
There's 500,000 reasons why one acted the way they did.
Yeah,
it's insane. You,
right.
you thought it was a slam dunk. You thought it was and it wasn't, and you weren't welcome back. And I'm not gonna go all the way deep, but then there's the one on the other side who had the same habits and enjoyed the same types of things, and they both were wondering like, why aren't we having the same results? And we say it all the time, and we say it at Columbia High School, but this applies in real world or whatever line of work that you do. You cannot be upset about the results you get for the work you didn't do.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
You can't expect results for the work you didn't do. So if you don't work, you can't expect to go put up crazy numbers like those guys. So I hope that they've got it ironed out. I think they've got it figured out. I think those pieces, those two specific players are no longer here. They're at very good programs, though. They're at very good programs.
Yeah.
Oklahoma and LSU. Do your research and figure it out who it is. But yeah, I thought it was extremely candid, the conversation, and I still think they're okay. I still think Mike's the right guy. I think they missed miserably. I think they, as good as they hit the year before, they missed equally as bad. And that's why you're looking at 2-2.
It's kind of interesting facet of the transfer portal that you can course correct much quicker. Previously, those guys were in your program for 3 years, and you had dying cancer sitting on your team the whole time. You know,
Yes.
Now it's like, nope, you're bond. See you. I don't need it.
I know Maxwell can't say it.
If there's anybody that would, it would be him. But go ahead.
He would. He might. I wonder the percentage. I think I know the answer, but I wonder the percentage that 11 practiced day in and day out. How often was that guy padded up practicing? And
I can't go there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
If I get myself in trouble.
I think so.
But as I know the answer, sitters, I know the answer.
So
I can't say what I want to say.
Yeah. So going back to the portal and missing on 1 year and hitting the next year, and then the culture of it, it's really hard, in my opinion, it's really hard to consistently get culture guys out of the portal. And that's why they miss. That's why, in my opinion, again, I've said this from the beginning, I think that Florida State and Mike Norvell have to do a better job in high school recruiting and developing guys younger and then fill holes as opposed to trying to bring a lot of guys in to be the base and the culture of it.
100% agree. Couldn't agree more with you. You're absolutely right. I don't think you can transform a roster. Like, you shouldn't be having to transform a roster
No, there's
going
to be years where it happens that way, but it shouldn't be every year where the portal is your recruiting classes. Like, they have a top 5 portal class, but it's just not.
Yeah, you get your foundation from the high schools and you supplement from the portal.
Yes, exactly. You build it exactly. Y'all both nailed it.
Yeah.
You want to read Maxwell's comment? Because I and then can you add what don't add what I want to say.
Travis, I'll read Travis's and then Zach's. Travis said if they are in the portal, oftentimes it's because they have culture issues. Exactly.
If they're at a Power 5 program.
Or they're trying to elevate their stock of whatever they're trying to do, whether it's draft stock, whether it's whatever. They're trying to create a new image, whatever it is.
Bingo.
They're doing that. With one of those two things, they either have culture issues or they're trying to fix their culture issues or they're trying to generate better draft stock.
If you come from Georgia, probably have red flags.
Likely.
Right?
Likely.
Yes.
Okay. Jermaine Johnson was the anomaly. We got him the very first year. They did not want to lose him. They didn't care about this most recent one. If you're coming from Albany State, like Jared Verse,
Right.
and you're coming from Western Michigan, like Braden Fisk, then you're literally just trying to improve draft stock.
Yep.
And you're treating it like a pro. You're treating it like you're a pro prep league almost, and you're literally trying to improve.
Yeah.
But he's right. There are definitely, like Jaden Rashada, Florida,
Red flags.
Arizona State, Georgia, back in the portal, right?
Florida, Miami, Florida,
Oh, yeah.
Arizona State, Georgia, wherever he's going to be now, which is probably nowhere.
Read Maxwell's. This is Patrick Payton, number 11. I don't care.
He was the god of sitting down on the sideline with his helmet off during practice. I will say that, LOL. Florida missed another bunny just now.
There's a reason why he was allowed to do that, too. Moving on.
Yeah. Travis said, or they are trying to make $9.5 million a la Carson Beck.
And
that's I don't have a problem with that.
Nope. You can't. Especially if your team is Miami. I love it. I love it.
All right, we ready to jump to the NFL?
Please, God, get us away from
National
this,
Football
please,
League.
before I get myself in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, we had
You've tried a lot.
the divisional series this week. Some good games.
There was some good games.
Some really good games, honestly.
Some bad ones, too.
Yeah, there were some bad ones. All right, we had, I'm going to go through them. Houston, Chiefs, Washington, Detroit, LA, Philly, Baltimore, Buffalo.
Start with Houston and the Chiefs.
Start with Houston and the Chiefs. I think the most notable thing is what did you take? People have said it all year long. I've said it. Joey gives me grief about it all the time. Several of the Houston Texan players commented on the refs and the favoritism towards the Chiefs. The second thing I want you to comment on was the viral play of Patrick Mahomes flopping off the side. Hit me with both of those things.
All right. So,
Because I have zero respect for Mahomes now.
well, then you better not have any respect for Josh Allen. None, because he does the same exact thing.
It's not.
Don't say it's not. No, don't absolutely.
Dude, that was so
watch
bad.
the game.
Mahomes is the worst
Watch
I've almost ever seen.
the games. Josh Allen flops 75% of every play.
Okay, we're gonna get to that game.
I don't want to get to that game. I'm talking about just the flops. Just
I don't know if I can get there.
I don't. Think
again.
I watched
this
both
ain't
games.
this
I
ain't
watched
me.
both of them.
This ain't me. This is the national media that tells you the exact same thing. Josh
I don't
Allen
trust the media.
and Patrick Mahomes flop the same amount of times. They both flop, but Patrick Mahomes gets the hell for it, and Josh Allen is the god. Like, why? What's the difference?
Why do you hate Josh Allen so much?
I actually like Josh Allen. I told Tyler actually that this morning.
Oh.
I really like Josh Allen. But the world makes me hate him because they put him on this pedestal that he does not belong on. He absolutely does not belong on a
I don't
pedestal.
think he's that bad.
He's not bad. He's a
Joey,
top 3
there's-
quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
He's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
Right?
He's not
You don't
one.
agree or you do agree?
He's not
Somebody
one.
check this water bottle.
He's not
Listen to
one.
this thing. No, he's not one.
He's not one. And he's not going to be one.
No.
Stop trying to put him at one.
No, I agree. He's
Here's
not one.
Doug. Let's go, Doug Peeler.
Stop trying to put him at one.
I agree. He's not one. I don't know that anybody would.
But
ever
Patrick
think that.
Mahomes,
But he gets a pass for everything. Like, what does he not get a pass? He's
what does he get a pass for?
not winning playoff games.
He won one.
Yeah, he didn't. He's
We're not even on that game. We should have started
sorry.
there.
Should have started
My
that
bad. This is my fault. Let's go back to Houston. Here's what I took away from Houston. Forget the referees and all that other bull crap that everybody likes to drive and pretend like it's a real thing. Because every star quarterback gets that treatment. But whatever. The flop.
Well, not
was-
Jared Goff. Jared Goff doesn't.
he's not a star quarterback. He's just a guy.
He's in the playoffs.
He's just a guy.
It's
I think
quarterback.
it's so stupid though,
Guy.
man. It ruins the game. It ruins the game for the fan.
What part does? Which part?
Star
A narrative?
quarterbacks getting it's preferential.
Michael
treatment.
Jordan got preferential treatment whenever he was the best player in the
I
NBA.
don't
Nobody
like
cared.
it.
LeBron James gets
Kobe got the
preferential.
whistle too.
Kobe got the
The
whistle all the
difference
time.
between that is everyone loved Jordan.
Tom Brady got the whistle any chance he got it. Like, literally any chance. The one play that everybody goes back to this weekend was when Patrick Mahomes slid and the two guys hit helmets.
Each other.
I'm sure if the referees went back and looked at it on replay, they'd have been like, my fault. In real time, you hear clap, clap, guy goes down. What do you think's going to happen?
I just don't like it. I don't. Okay, that one's for me. It was the flop on the sideline where no one's near him and he just like flails. I cannot.
It's the arm
stand-
that did it for me.
I
It was
just
the
I
arm.
hate that.
It was
And
a
if
keep
Josh
flying.
Allen did it and I missed it, then I hate that too.
I do
but
too.
I don't see
I do
him
too. But I don't
do
see
that.
as often.
It
Not
doesn't-
near as bad.
No.
I'm gonna watch intently against
The
Kansas City.
Chiefs
can't
do.
wait.
The Chiefs do get
Can't
calls
wait.
though.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Bart Scott,
Are
baby.
you can't tell me the Chiefs don't get calls.
They get called.
They get the same amount of calls as every other team in the league.
I don't
Alright.
agree with that.
They're amplified because of how good they are.
Are the Chiefs gonna win the Super Bowl because of Patrick Mahomes or because their defense is really good?
I think it's a mixture of both. Can we go back to this game for what I took away from this game was Houston was throwing to a guy. Like, their number 2 receiver in the middle of this game was a guy named something Wayne. I don't know his first name. I don't know it. He's number 14 for the Texans.
Yeah.
He got his first career NFL target in a divisional playoff game.
I know, it's
How
pretty
bad is your roster, and how bad are they banged up?
They
I
should.
will say they're
I feel
would say
terrible for
they were
C.J.
really
Stroud.
banged up because they had
They're hurt.
They
Yeah.
had Diggs at the beginning of the year. They had Nico Collins. They had
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell. Yeah, I mean,
Michi,
the
like-
Rockets' construction was pretty solid. It's just you got hit with the injury bug.
I'll never understand the hate for Pat. I don't hate Pat. I hate how he acts.
Yes.
Anthony, you hate that too. I don't want to hear that.
If any quarterback did that, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
like him.
I can't. I
So
don't-
y'all didn't like Brady? You didn't like Brady?
I thought
I saw
Tom Brady's best ever.
Brady played. In
He
a different
didn't.
Era.
He wasn't
He got
mobile
hit.
like that.
How many hits do you think Tom Brady got versus Patrick Mahomes? Tom
Hard.
Brady got hit 20 times more than Mahomes will get hit in his entire career. That's just a fact,
I don't know.
bro.
He was so good at
Brady played in the early 2000s when there was no such thing as targeting.
I want you to go back and watch early 2000s football.
I will not do that.
And tell me how many times he got hit, and then tell me how many times they got pushed, and then he flung his body all over the place and fell because it was a lot.
All right, let's
But
go.
he's the GOAT, so it's okay.
Let's go L.A. Philly next.
Okay, yes, I want to do that. But before we do that any further, how does Houston lose Travis Kelce in the manner that they lost Travis Kelce?
Every team does it.
Yeah, but
unbelievable.
not
No.
as much this year.
No,
Yeah, I know.
Not as much this year.
not like that. Not like you're talking.
No, like he's their weapon. I know they have
And
James Worthy.
especially at this time of the year.
they have nobody else.
In January, he's the best player on the team again.
Like, can we find him?
The fact that he didn't get touched and then nobody was near him. There was a little. All he did was run literally to the middle of the field, turn around, and the ball was here. And it was like 13, 14 yards.
There was no one near.
No, and he ended up getting like 35 or 40 on the play. I'm like,
I was
might
watching.
want to find 87. Just pretend like you know who he is.
Make him go to someone else.
Not bad. He's not Mark Andrews. He actually catches the football. Doesn't fumble often.
It was insane. And then you know what happens when he catches the ball. Then they got to show Taylor Swift, and it's like, oh, my
Caitlin Clark. Oh my gosh, it was a double.
Oh yeah.
Caitlin Clark, she lost school points this weekend.
Yeah, she did.
I hated
Or
that.
did she gain them?
She got probably Swifties, so maybe she's smart.
Winners know how to win.
Yes.
I will
She
say
lost
that
me.
about Mahomes. That Joker knows how to win. That's why.
No,
we're
winners
going to
win.
do this at the end. We're going to do our top 3 regular season quarterbacks versus our top 3 postseason quarterbacks because they are not the same.
Currently?
They are not the same.
Can we just go to Buffalo?
Gosh, we're dying.
The
to go to
Ravens right
Buffalo.
now.
Let's just do it.
Let's do it.
Can we? No. Let's go back. Let's go to Philly for a second.
Let's
Just
go.
because I gotta say one thing. I gotta say one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Saquon Barkley is the MVP of the National Football League.
He has to be, right?
He's not going to be. It's going to be Josh Allen. But
It shouldn't be. If you're going to give it to a quarterback, it should have been Lamar. It's not even remotely close.
it doesn't even matter, though, right?
Did you
Because
say
the-
this 2 weeks ago? You were on Josh Allen?
No, I wasn't. I've never.
Oh,
I've
okay,
always
okay.
been on Lamar. Should win the MVP.
Someone else was.
His numbers are.
I know
way
you.
better.
I know you.
He
were.
was about 4 weeks ago until he looked at their numbers and he's like, "Oh God,
Oh, yeah,
I did
yeah.
not realize they were not that close."
Yes.
All right, so
But-
I'm going to talk more like scheme. Like the Rams, so there's like one play that sticks out to me that drove me it just nuts. It's 3rd and like 16 at the 5. They're running. It's snowing. You can't see anyone on the field. They're not pushing the ball down the field, but they do have 26. Like they got Saquon Barkley. The Rams are running some exotic like pass. Like I mean, I don't even know what the hell it was. Honestly, they're running like crossers and dropping people everywhere as if it was something that was going to take a long time to develop.
Yeah.
It didn't. It was just a little swing to Saquon, who went and got like 17 when he needed 15 or whatever it was. Like, can y'all play conservative and just let like Jared Verse and the other boy eat and drop a little bit and then just go make a tackle?
I know.
They outcoach themselves, man. Like
The National Football League does that a lot. They try to get cute.
It's insane.
They don't just play normal football.
It is a blizzard. We can't even see the yard line. We have no idea where
It was
anything
snowing
is.
so hard.
What are we doing? They're backed up. It's 3rd and 16. It's a draw, a screen, or some type of check down. They're running this long, developing, crossing X stunts. I'm like, what are we doing, man? It's insane.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Doug said Philadelphia has 3 of Georgia's front 7 from 2021 studs. He's absolutely right.
They are. We
yeah.
were talking about it. Let's pause here. So Jerry Verse ran his mouth about Philly, but then he backed it up.
Hondo did.
I love that part.
They missed they missed Fist bad in that game.
Yeah, they did. I wish he wouldn't have got banged up.
I know.
So he was walking around the field pregame. Jared Verse was, and I don't know if anyone has ever seen Jared Verse. He is yoked up. He's a huge human.
He is.
He's extremely explosive.
Yeah.
He runs like 22 miles an hour on GPS with pads on.
He was keeping up with Saquon a little bit.
That's when he ran like 21.69, which was the fastest.
Which was faster than Saquon.
Yeah, which
He
was faster.
He was running.
No, he can go. He's very
21
fast.
miles per hour for a guy his size is absolutely
miles an hour.
dumb.
It's closer to 22.
It's because it's 21.68, right?
20.68 with helmet, shoulder pads. He's 260
21
heavier. It's the fastest recorded time of anyone 260 pounds heavier ever since they've been keeping that.
Outrageous.
So that's 2 things. 1, that's a super athlete. 2, that's a super competitor.
Huh. Well, Forte's missed, right? That's part of it. That's who he is.
Yeah.
But he met Jalen Carter, who's an absolute monster too.
Can you believe
yes.
they got him so late in that draft that year?
No,
No.
that's
They got him
insane.
when did they get him?
Same thing with N'Kobe Dean and
All of them.
Everybody.
Like,
The
It
Kobe
just
is
keeps
physical.
happening.
His messed up his shoulder, but like
Right.
he was still that guy.
Who was the corner that they got this year?
did they got this year?
Yes, from Toledo.
Cooper DeJean? Oh, no.
No, Quinyon Mitchell, and then they got
Yes.
Cooper DeJean.
Cooper
They got
DeJean.
both of them.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
They're so good.
I hate watching them. In the
Me and
draft.
Doug and,
so
and
good at the
Coach
draft.
Hosford, we were talking about it. We were like, all right, if those guys scrap, like, that would be a good one to
That would
watch.
be a good one.
Pay-per-view, Jalen Carter, Jared Verse.
Jalen Carter's just so big, man.
We were talking about it. If whoever lands the first punches, it's over. I don't care what kind of jaw you got. You're not eating it and going to take another one.
I feel like Jalen Carter's like the biggest human on the planet.
So I said this because I'm a Seminole homer. I have to be. I think if it goes, I think Doug may have said it too. If it goes like longer than like 2 rounds, Jared Verse beats him to death.
I
But-
can't get behind it.
Oh, no,
I think
his wind is going to.
I think Carter would be fine in a 5 or 6. Now, if it goes 7 or 8, then it gets crazy. But
either way, no, whoever connects with the first one is over.
Over.
And I've seen Jerry Verse fight Trey Benson, his teammate at Florida State, the running back, in the parking lot. I don't want any part of Jerry Verse. Anyways, we can move on. That's all I had to say about that. I thought Saquon was that guy. Is that guy?
Saquon is the MVP of the National Football League. I don't care what anybody says.
I can't argue.
I can't
argue that.
There's not a world where I can say Lamar is it or Josh Allen. There is a world in certain years, like both of those guys. Josh Allen had an incredible year. Lamar had an incredible year. Joe Burrow had an incredible year.
Yeah, he did.
But Saquon this year, 2,000 plus yards from just rushing, not from scrimmage. 2,000 from
NFL anymore.
Yeah, 2,000 rushing yards.
He left a lot of.
They don't have an RB2 basically.
No, and he left a lot of yards out there because he's selfless.
The Giants
let the young bucks eat.
Yeah.
We all remember that.
Middle of the fourth quarter, he had another 7 to 8 carries in that game if he wanted it. The last game of the season, didn't play at all. Like, come on, man, he's the MVP.
He's my MVP.
Don't pick anybody else for MVP media. Don't be dumb here. Don't overthink.
You all watch the show, we know.
Don't overthink this.
We should do that next week. We should give out the NFL awards.
I'm in.
That's stupid.
I'm in.
Tyler, that's your best idea this year.
Yeah.
There we go. This year.
We actually
that was good.
Qualifier.
We're gonna put that in the show notes too. We're gonna actually have show notes next week.
All right, Doug, stay here because we're going to the game, right? Because Doug said he has. Doug told me I need to give it to you. I don't have enough facts, but I'm going to do my best. But Doug, you can type comments too. So
Baltimore at Buffalo.
Baltimore.
The reason
Are we gonna do this now, or are we gonna go to Detroit and Washington first?
we can go to Detroit, Washington first.
Let's do that. Let's save the best for last.
Okay, Detroit, Washington.
Because Jay Kennedy has a little saying in there that I don't hate.
Go ahead and read it.
Jaden Daniels MVP as a rookie quarterback. ... Hear me out.
I don't hate it if you include the playoffs, but I don't think they include the playoffs.
I don't.
If
Who had Washington in the playoffs on their bingo card this year?
Not me.
If they have any other quarterback, maybe not any, but if they have 99% of other quarterbacks in the league, they're not in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels had an incredible season.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. The roster on offense isn't that bad. Robinson's established run game.
I like
Lauren
Robinson.
can absolutely make it happen.
And now we're done.
No, Zach Ertz is like a relative decent safety blanket. Like he's gonna catch.
He is 37.
He's a seasoned tight end.
He is 37.
I'm not saying he's elite. I'm saying
he was good for what they needed.
That's my point. He's the safety blanket. McClure's a guy that can go absolutely take the top off.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Robinson is a very hard running back. They signed Eckler too, right?
He does good in the passing game. He's very
addition.
good on third downs.
Like they run the ball fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying it's ready made for anyone and everyone. Game manager can go in there and win, especially the way they do. It takes a guy like a Jay Daniels.
Yeah.
Like no offense, Jake, but Bryce Young isn't doing that.
Yeah.
No.
The only thing that I would say is they've had a lot of those pieces there the last 2 years or so. The last 2 years, I think they've had those pieces.
For the most part,
Not
yeah.
Eckler, but I think they had.
They didn't have Ertz.
And Robinson wasn't like super. He was banged up. He wasn't like super healthy.
I don't know. I don't think
hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, let me clarify. I don't think that he is the MVP.
Neither.
I think he's probably, if I had a vote, he'd probably be my 5th ranked player in the MVP race.
Jaden Daniels overachieved what I thought he was ever capable of. I'll
Same.
say that. I'll put a bow on it, and that's all I have to say.
I didn't think he was accurate enough as a passer yet. I thought he had the ability to be, but I didn't think he could do it now. But he was really good all year long.
He made some very good throws all year long, but specifically in this game.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you think next year he's CJ Stroud 2.0? Huge regression?
I think he gets pulled back some.
I don't think C.J. Stroud's regression was C.J. Stroud necessarily.
He wasn't great early when he had the weapons, though.
He wasn't.
While I agree with this to an extent, Stephon Diggs was new to the offense. You got to get a little bit of timing with him. Tank Dell didn't play early in the season. And then when Tank Dell played, Nico Collins was out for 4 weeks. And then when Nico Collins came back, Stephon Diggs was out again. And then whenever
there wasn't a lot of cohesion there.
I mean,
I agree.
He threw the ball to a guy named Wayne. I promise you, I'm in a 32-team fantasy football league with a 53-man roster in this league. There's not very many offensive players I don't know. I have never heard of this guy in my whole life. I don't know where he's from. I don't know his first name. I don't know where he came from. Like, that's a problem. So
talk to me, Newton. Especially after watching them versus Florida State for 2 years. where Florida State won both times.
I was gonna say, how'd that go for him?
Yeah. Old Jerry Verse.
Yeah.
Maxwell did have a crazy comment. He saw Jerry Verse pick up another human with one arm and hold him up against the ceiling. I believe it.
He also said, postseason quarterback rankings, you say, Jameis Winston postseason career stats, 1 for 1, 50 yards, and a touchdown.
Infinite passer rating.
Is there any Jameis stats that he doesn't know, you think?
No.
He knows
Like
them all.
night games,
He's
away,
staying. Yeah,
on
you
a
know.
Sunday night, what's the stats?
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Nothing
What
much
do you-
nothing much other than that on Detroit.
What do you think happens to Detroit next year? They're going to lose both their defensive coordinator. They've already lost their offensive coordinator.
They've already
He's
lost the
signed.
defensive coordinator too.
Did they lose him already? Okay.
You know what I hate? This is what I hate. If they don't take like key injuries at major positions, I'd love to see what they look like.
I think
not
that-
having Aiden Hutchinson.
I was just about to say that's the biggest one.
No, that guy's a
kills you.
game changer.
That kills
He
you.
is a game changer.
He's a TJ Watt type of guy. Like he's a
Yep.
edge defender that plays to run, plays to pass.
I was just saying, against that team too, you need that.
Yeah, no, and he would have been an absolute factor. Like I will be willing to say, even I know it's crazy. I know what the score was. If you add him to that defense, and they don't lose the corner early, they lost the corner early. That was critical.
Yeah.
And they're already down there.
Yeah, I think they win the game. They hold him in check enough to where they don't have to get outside of their game plan on offense.
It's hard to say that, but
Jared
I can-
Goff did play putrid too, though.
So this is my thoughts on Detroit. First of all, I don't think Aaron Glenn's great. Let me say that out loud. I
know you don't think
I don't
he's
think
great.
he's great.
Aaron Glenn.
The defensive coordinator
Oh, for
for
Detroit.
Detroit. Now I know they were.
At
I
all.
know. Listen, they were really banged up all
They're
year
hurt,
long. They've
yeah.
been banged up since day one. They were. I don't know if they ever had their true, like what was supposed to be their true starting 11. I don't know if they ever had them out there together at one time. So I'm gonna give him a pass for that.
Not very much, anyways.
But he's been in the league, so he may be a good head coach. He's been around for a long time. He played for a long time, and
I
he
had
was
to
a,
make sure I know who you were talking about.
yeah, he was a very good football player.
Very good football player.
And widely regarded as a really good football coach. I just haven't seen that yet. But again, defense was all banged up, so I'm going to give him a pass for now. Detroit as a whole, I don't know. I don't think they can win a Super Bowl with the roster compilation. Not with
the
Jared.
roster compilation or with the head coach?
Both. You combining those two.
You hate him.
I love Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
He
I
just
love Dan Campbell.
he's too chaotic for me in the playoffs. Like you have to be intelligent. You can't just go on feel at all times. You have to do some sort of like you have to make the smart play occasionally, not the I got big balls play.
Yeah.
And he just wants to show that he's got bigger balls than everybody else. And when you don't
Sometimes it works.
I don't even
and
think
a
it's
lot
on-
of times it does, and especially in the regular season it does.
Yep.
But once you get into the playoffs,
You have to play smart sound.
I didn't think it's on
different.
purpose. I just think that's who he is.
that's who he is. It 100%
It
is.
is.
And that's
It's
why
not
that's
like
why
it's not false bravado. It is
no, that is
No,
exactly
100%.
who he is.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
And that's why they love him.
Yeah.
Like the
That's why I love
players,
him.
that's why I love him. But
right.
but that's also what's going to hold them back from getting to that next level. That and Jared Goff's just not an elite quarterback. He never
Not when
was,
he
and he's
has
never
to
going
be.
to be
He's top 12,
in the league right now.
right around there.
Yeah, probably ish, 12
The
to
league
15.
has really bad quarterbacks right now, so that's not saying a whole bunch.
Aaron Glenn's record as a coach is not very good. To be fair, he was with the Jets, the Browns, the Saints, and the Lions. So,
Yeah.
Ringo said 13 of the 22 players were out on the defensive too deep.
Outrageous.
yeah, that's insane. How do you have success with that? So
I'm
we'll
gonna,
give-
like I
we'll
said,
give him a
I'm going to
pass.
give him a pass.
Yes.
And then we'll see how he is as a head coach. But
for sure.
yeah, yeah.
That's why when we looked at that line, it was like 8.5. We were like, what is going on?
I didn't understand it. They struggled with mobile quarterbacks all year, and I think that is more on Aaron Glenn than anything else because eventually you have to figure it out. Like you got to do something schematically.
Chris is well versed.
But at the same time, if
I
you
mean, I
don't,
hate it, though. I'll
if you
tell
don't
you that.
have Jimmys and Joes,
then you just
it's hard.
Yeah,
no matter what you
especially
scheme,
against
I
Jay
despise.
Daniels.
I despise
especially
that mobile.
against Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I despise a mobile quarterback.
Yes.
Like we know how to. That's the thing. It's like I'm gonna give Aaron Glenn a ton of credit right here, and then we can move on to the big one, which is what we're here for. I guarantee you that guy knows how to stop a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And just as far as getting executed is, I know how to stop one, But if you come to a Friday night, there might be a guy get loose every now and then. You're like, man, that guy Martinez is the dumbest person on the field right now. I mean, maybe.
And in that moment,
I promise I know what I'm trying to do, but it's not. That's the reason that they're really
seeing and executing. Two different things.
That's the reason mobile quarterbacks are really successful because not everyone has a foolproof plan on stopping them. To stop them, you have to give something up. And so when you have a guy that can be accurate vertically and intermediate, then you have to give something up because he is an extra weapon from the moment he touches the ball. Mm-hmm. So you have to we understand. Yeah. We have to take him away.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
but like you said, if you can air it out deep, that was the problem.
It'll be light there. It's going to be light somewhere. It's going to be light somewhere. That's why I love the statue. Give me a guy back there like a Mac Jones.
Not a Tom Brady.
Not a Tom. No. He's different.
He's different. He's a different statue.
Like, that's why I said Mac Jones. He's a pro guy. Mm-hmm. And he stood there and got his head beat in all night long.
All right. The moment you've all been waiting for. We get to hear.
I hope Doug is still here. Doug better still.
We get to hear Joey try to justify Lamar is good in the playoffs.
I expect you to be heavy too here.
I mean, I started the segment off pretty strong there.
You really did. All right. So
I need Joey to convince me that Lamar Jackson did not play a huge role in the fact that the Ravens lost that football game.
Of course he did.
Okay. So then he's not a good.
Yeah, he had two. He had two bad turnovers.
Those
two really bad turnovers.
The first one,
the pick was like, what was that?
I don't know.
He doesn't either because he
said that.
He alluded it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alluded to it.
Yeah.
The second one was trying to make a play.
I hated hearing him. It broke my heart. You could tell he was just so upset.
Because he knows the narrative.
Yeah, he does.
He knows the narrative.
I also think he knows like the window.
I don't know that he knows that yet because he's still young. He's 27.
He is.
He's got a lot of
play.
play.
He absolutely. Well,
so I don't.
I don't see this. Where I'm not sure.
With the championship organization, that's always been good. No matter who's back there, no matter who's on defense, no matter who's on offense,
they won with Joe Flacco.
Championship with Joe Flacco. Like they have a championship pedigree. So I don't know that he knows that the window of Super Bowl is closing, but he does know that his national perception is locked up now.
I think he was absolutely hurt. Pause for 1 second. I hate to do this. Teddy Bridgewater played in the snaps for Detroit. He just won a state championship at Miami Northwestern.
Yes, sir.
Pretty outrageous.
That's insane.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, it just hit me. I was reading the comment and it had nothing to do with Teddy Bridgewater. But anyways, we'll get back to it. But that's insane. The guy coached the whole football. He didn't train
football season. It says how smart he is. Honestly,
God, yeah.
It says how smart he is.
Yes. All right. So there's some comments in there, Joey. I'll read them to you, and I'll let you address them as you see fit.
All right.
Yaxley, shout out Yaxley here in his Bills one.
He texted me early this morning talking about early this morning. Early for him, I'm
sure. That boy's been waiting all day for this. He lost the game for them. Classic. Doug, shout out Doug, man.
Love Doug, man.
Lamar Jackson is the MVP, and DC is a coach of the years. Both choked when it mattered. And then Newton said Doug is a truth teller. Ringo says, I agree with Doug. Maxwell has a pretty cool stat. But, Joey.
Yo.
Where you at, man?
First of all, his 2,000-yard running back is 31. And he had the best season of his career because of Lamar. So there's that. And Todd Monken.
Monken. Thank you. I'm glad you gave him credit.
But there's a reason he had the best year of his career now. Not when he was with Tennessee, not when he was with Ryan Tannehill, not when he was with Vrabel that everybody loves, not in any of those years.
Lamar made him better is what you're saying.
100%.
Okay. As long as we got that squared away.
And Todd Monken is really good.
Todd Monken is extremely, extremely good. Although I didn't think so for me, just me, they had a lot of success in the read option last week, and they had a lot of success in the read option this week when they ran it, and they didn't go to it very much. They lined up in the I formation and tried to pound it that way, and that's not where Derrick Henry is going to be successful right now. It's just not.
Which is insane that a guy his size isn't a downhill running back.
He never has been, though.
He was in Tennessee at times.
Yeah, he was at times.
He was in Tennessee. He was in Tennessee. He had to get to the second level.
When he gets to the second level, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
You can't stop him at the second level. That's why he's been so successful in this offense, because there's free lanes to the second level.
Fair?
Yeah.
So, whoa, no love for his running back coach, Willie Taggart. Not from me, not from you, not from Chris. No.
You might get it from Newton. You ain't gonna get it from me at all, man.
No.
Really didn't teach that boy a thing.
Nobody had to teach Derrick Henry how to run the football. Oh, man.
Pass him on the
That's
butt.
an honorary position.
Hey, he gets him his hot chocolate on the sideline. Man. Come on, man.
He's sipping it.
Chill. Yeah.
That's it. That's all he's doing. So here's my thing. Obviously, the 2 turnovers in the first half hurt Lamar. It hurt his legacy, I think, for now. I think it hurt the perception of who he is. I still think that he's a really, really, really good quarterback. When you get to the playoffs, you're playing the best of the best. And that's why it gets harder for him in the playoffs, because you are playing the best teams. Like, Buffalo is good. Buffalo is really good. And so those windows that you have in the regular season aren't as big. So then you have to fit into a little bit smaller window. He tries to do too much. I think that's the biggest issue right there, is he tries to do too much when sometimes you just, instead of taking the negative play, just take a nothing play, punt the ball away, let your defense go to work, get the ball back. It ain't like Buffalo was out there moving the ball. They had 260 yards of offense total in the game.
So I agree with you. I think he tries to do too much.
Yeah.
And like my dad just put in there, Lamar's 3-5 in playoff games and responsible for half the turnovers in those 5 games. And I agree. That's because he's pressing. He's doing too much. We've all seen athletes try to press. Mm-hmm. Just let the game come to you.
Yeah.
In the last drive, he kind of let the game come to him. He was pretty.
It's also easier to do that on the last drive when they're not playing real defense.
Yeah,
anymore.
and they weren't playing real defense. You're right. They weren't.
So,
which is dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb, but it's a lot easier to just take
You just
what's
got to
given to you.
sit back. Yeah.
And listen, I'm not sitting here blaming Mark Andrews for anything. He's been really, really good for them for 8 years, 7 years now. He's also young too, but even though he moves around like he's 40, he's like 28, 29. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He looks 36.
He looks Travis Kelce's age.
He's
seriously-
how old?
He's like 29. He's not old. Yeah, Mark
Really?
Andrews. Yeah.
He's the same age.
I need you to look it up.
I got you right now.
He's the same age as Baker Mayfield, I think.
He's yeah.
They're there together.
That is true. It really is incredible how fast he's aged at that position.
29.
Yeah. Right?
He's a September baby. I'm a September baby.
So but like he had 2 big drops in the game.
29?
Yeah. He had 2 big drops in the game.
Not including
the 2-point conversion. He had 2 regular drops in the regular game. Then he had the fumble, which I told you guys this off air, but
That was the most
there's a
ridiculous
picture of him catching the ball in the middle of the field, and there's a line pointing towards the end zone, and there's literally nothing but white grass.
Yeah, white grass.
White grass in front of him, and then there's a group of 4 defenders, like semicircle, behind him, and the caption was, "Which way do you think he ran?" Dude, stopped running and back up towards the defense, and then he gets the ball punched out. So that's not great. That's 7 the other way. That's a pretty big swing because they had the ball at that point. I think he caught it at the 40 or something. Okay, going in. So odds are we're going to get a field goal out of that at worst. They end up going down and get 7. And then the 2-point conversion. The 2-point conversion.
No. Let us read it. You're making a good point.
Sorry.
You're making a good point.
And then the 2-point conversion, again, Lamar's not blameless in this. He throws the ball on time, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown or a walk-in 2-point conversion. He did not throw the ball on time. He pump faked it for I don't know what reason, and then threw it late. But you're a professional, and you've been really, really good for your entire career. That's what he does. Mark Andrews is that guy in the end zone, at the goal line.
They designed the play for him.
Yes.
And they designed it for him for a reason.
Everything is on the line.
Yes,
It's
that was the
literally-
most sure play.
No, they knew this. Slide. We know everyone.
Everybody knows what's coming.
It doesn't matter.
And you can't stop it
was
because
open.
and it was open. And then of course he drops it because I don't know why, because it's 7 degrees probably. That didn't help.
Yeah, it was cold.
And then Lamar goes up to him and is like, "Brother, this is a team game. This ain't on you. This is on all of us. Whatever."
Oh no, you're not gonna find any argument. I would
Lamar.
like to separate the two.
I would too.
I would like to
love
separate Lamar the teammate and Lamar the player in that game, because Lamar the teammate, his post game presser, his sideline, what he did,
He's
commendable.
been squeaky clean.
Hats off. No,
Love
he
that
got
guy. I
no.
love Lamar.
Me too. But Doug had a comment right here. I'm gonna read it to you.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is 2-0 in the playoffs versus Lamar, 1-3 in the regular season. No one will remember the 1-3 record.
Yep.
I agree with, and as unfair as it is, I agree with that. It's the same thing. LeBron James, and I'm not a LeBron guy. Y'all know that. Everyone knows that. None of us are. But his postseason record is what is.
That's
He
what
literally
people
windmilled on somebody the other day, and he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
It's
That's
he
not
windmilled
supposed to happen.
left-handed too.
Oh yeah, it's insane. No, Lamar is absolutely like very, very
Top
good.
of the
But
top.
like that's what makes Jordan so special.
Yeah.
The reason Jordan and Tom Brady are all timers is because of what they do in the postseason. That's why, like you said it earlier, legacy. That's why they're all timers. It's because of what they do
Yeah.
when it matters most, when all the clutch gene is all the chips are pushing into the table, it matters in the playoffs when you get it done. And to this point, Lamar's still young. He hasn't gotten over that hump.
The greats have an extra gear. Patrick Mahomes has an extra gear in the
Patrick
playoffs.
Mahomes, that's another one. He
He's
will
got-
go down
as much as I don't like the guy.
Same.
He has another gear.
I don't dislike him as much as I don't like how he carries himself a little bit, honestly. But no, he's as far as him as the competitor, he is an ultimate competitor. He's gonna find a way to go win that game when it matters the most.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
why Jordan's so
interesting.
special.
In the playoffs, sometimes you don't have to be because I don't think Josh Allen played particularly well.
He played awful.
Yeah, so you
mean, I'm
don't
not
have
saying he
to
played
play
awful.
Better.
He didn't
just
play
have to
awful.
not make the mistakes.
That's exactly right. He didn't do anything that he
do
didn't
anything
have to
hurt.
do.
Yes. Yes.
It's kind of equivalent to what we were just talking about. Who were we just talking about this? Hang on, someone else take it because I have a
Okay,
point
I got
gotta
you.
make.
But
Go ahead.
ultimately, back to Josh Allen and that. Like ultimately, though, like nobody's going to remember, especially if they beat Kansas City. Nobody's going to look back to this year and be like, he was 18 of 23 for 132 yards against the Ravens. Nobody's going to remember that. That's what he was, by the way.
Yeah.
132 yards or something like that, and then he had. Or maybe it was less than that because he didn't eclipse like 250 yards total or 200 yards total.
The point I was going to make was
whole
Dan,
offense barely
what,
did.
what we just said about Dan Campbell. He is trying to like this alpha mentality, false bravado. Who he is? I'm sorry, it's not a false bravado, but like that's who he is. This big bad guy that has to go do it. Whereas he just needed to make the right decision for his team.
Right.
Lamar is kind of doing the same thing. He's pressing. He's trying to make the play that he may not necessarily be capable of making in that moment. He's costing his team, whereas Josh Allen is not doing that.
He didn't do that. He has done that in the past.
He didn't. He doesn't do it in the playoffs a lot.
His
Against the
playoff
Ravens,
his
anyways.
playoff record's not great overall.
It's not good. He's my best quarterback in the regular season. Just to put a spoiler out there,
Who?
Lamar. I'd rather have him than anybody else in the regular season. He's more fun to watch.
He is more fun to watch.
He can run. He can throw.
I don't know.
He could sling that thing, man. During that game, he slung some passes out there.
The ability's there. It's like, I mean, we've talked about it already, but
You just have to limit it. He
just don't force it when you don't have to.
You limit those mistakes, they win that football game.
Yeah.
Just let it come to you. And if it never comes to you, then do what Josh Allen did and don't turn the ball over. Throw for 132 yards and don't turn it over, and you win the football game.
But that's playoff football, especially in the snow.
It is.
Like you gotta be able to
It absolutely is.
line of scrimmage, run the football, control the clock, don't lose the game. Don't turn the ball over, bouncing it off your knee, trying to make something happen because the snap was bad. Like, just fall down.
All right.
And then also for the people that love Josh Allen and hate Lamar,
There's a bunch of them in the chat right
I don't
now.
hate
it's
Lamar either. I just don't
it's
think
everybody.
he's
It's everybody in the chat.
good in the
I don't
playoffs.
think anyone hates Lamar.
No, I think a lot of people hate Lamar.
No.
No, I don't think they do. I just think they.
There-
like you said,
there's
the
a
perception
portion-
out there.
There's a
is that
portion
he's
of
not
this
good.
world that hates Lamar.
Well, there's a
It's
person in this world
impossible.
that hates Joey Edge and Chris Martinez. But
No, they
screw 'em.
don't. They might.
Well,
They might.
All right. All right.
Not when it comes to winning, Yaks.
He is the best
when it comes to
quarterback
winning.
in the league come December.
People care about
through
W's.
February.
People care about W.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Unless you're talking about Patrick Mahomes,
I would-
you're absolutely
I would
lying.
much rather
you
have
are
Patrick
lying to
Mahomes
you.
than
You are
Wentz.
lying to the people in the comments. You are lying to me. Don't lie. Absolutely do not lie.
I like Josh Allen. I'm gonna be honest.
I like
Josh
John,
too.
and that's what I told Tyler when we were texting this morning. I'm like, the problem with all this is I absolutely love Josh Allen.
think he's super fun to watch.
He's really fun to watch, and he's a like you can tell
He's a
that
freak
he's a
athlete, too.
tremendous dude.
My
He's a
computer died,
really,
or I would literally
He
look
seems
at
like a
these
good
freaking
hang
stats
too.
right now.
I'm sure.
What the hell are these stats?
I'm sure his stats are incredible. I'm sure they are because they're down a lot usually. So,
It doesn't matter because he hasn't won. Josh
and that's
Allen
the
hasn't
thing.
won the big games.
The legacy is going to be the same if they don't beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, it
both
does
of them
not
will have
matter.
the same legacy forever and ever and ever if neither one of them beat Patrick Mahomes.
You know what it's
What
you know
roster
it's like?
was better though? In those years,
Which years?
the years where the Chiefs beat the Bills.
Who cares?
Well, everyone cares. That's
No.
that's what matters.
What matters is quarterbacks become
No, I mean
a team stat.
Yeah, okay.
And so
sure, we're gonna deep dive into it. We're gonna nitpick it. We're gonna decide like trade quarterbacks. Does Patrick Mahomes beat
Josh Allen, yes,
the Chiefs when Josh Allen has the Chiefs weapon?
100% yes.
Year.
One-
He's got
it's not even a
I don't
debate
think
for
so.
me.
I don't know if I
He's
can get there.
got
It's
another
not even a
year.
debate for me.
He will
Yes, he
not.
does.
He just refuses to lose. It's the most stupid.
That
thing
man's
I've ever
winning
seen.
with Juju Smith-Schuster
Yeah,
at
he's
wide
got
receiver.
nobody right now.
Right now, for sure. I'm not talking about right
Did
now.
it last
I'm talking
year.
about when he had.
He did it last year
I'm talking about
when he had Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
so
and-
so
yeah,
4 Super Bowls ago.
He was also a lot younger then, so he was basically 2 years in the league at that point. I think.
My man's won it with Juju Smith-Schuster and Travis Kelce for 2 years, back to back.
So y'all
and
think-
this year he's going to have Hollywood Brown, which is a huge upgrade to Juju Smith-Schuster.
So like, if we go back to like the inception of their careers, and Mahomes is drafted by Buffalo, and Josh Allen is drafted by the Chiefs. However it works, they end up on those teams.
I think Mahomes.
It's the same.
I think
The Bills have all these Super Bowl championships. They
think
did.
so.
Really?
I think
Although-
Chat. What do you think?
although-
I can't get there.
How did they get me to defend Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, we're here.
Although
no, we're here. That's what you're doing.
Andy Reid versus Sean McDermott is
Yeah, that
like
would
the
be-
No,
all-time mismatch of life.
yeah, no kidding. That's where I'm at right now too. But
Except how many Super Bowls does Andy Reid have without Patrick Mahomes? I'll give you a hint. The number is as many as me and you.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Travis Smith said no because the Bills don't have Andy Reid. Yak said God no. Mahomes is so Andy made.
right. But again, let me ask you this: how many did he win before Patrick Mahomes? I mean, he had Donovan McNabb. They were pretty good in Philly. They had T.O. when he was in his
They
prime.
played for a Super Bowl. They played for a Super Bowl, didn't they?
They played for a Super Bowl. Yeah. How many did they win? The answer is 0. He never won a Super
You know
Bowl.
what kind of
But they
reminds
ran
Until
who?
Kansas
Who'd they
City.
run into?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so you know, I
the
was
best
just
to
about
ever
make
do
this
it.
point. You know,
And Bill
what
Belichick.
kind of-
Philly let Andy Reid go. They let him walk.
That's stupid on them.
So
pretty-
dumb.
that's
So
pretty insane.
dumb.
That's pretty insane. They're yeah.
I hate getting to the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl every year. This sucks. Get rid of this guy.
Yeah, he did with Mike Vick too.
It kind of reminds me of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, both of them on the AFC side of the ball.
Yeah.
And Peyton just could not get past that.
But he ultimately
eventually.
did.
Yeah, but he did eventually.
He did one through
Josh
Indy.
got-
Josh Allen's young too, though.
Yeah. He's youngish.
28, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, he's young then. Yeah, he's young.
yeah.
He's very young. That's younger than me.
Boys,
A lot younger than me.
if we call that guy old, man, what are we?
Hey, the Reverend Anthony Newton earlier said, "Hey, easy
I
on
know.
that. He looks 36."
Easy on the. He's 36.
I
Yeah.
almost cried.
Yeah, so if we're calling
Joey
28
Alford.
old, like boys,
Oh my goodness. All right.
That's false. There was several early years where they did not have a top 5 defense.
This
Mahomes
defense
has
is
always
elite.
had like a very good program culture around him. Kansas
He
City
has.
has been grade A.
They've been mutually beneficial.
No, I agree. I'm not saying Kansas City made Patrick Mahomes, but I am saying like if you pick Patrick Mahomes up, Texas Tech wasn't winning all these national championships and conference championships.
Yeah.
It's the same guy in college
But
with worse
he
players.
did throw for
Early
like
on,
700
Clay.
yards.
He sure did. He did. But like,
Against
they
Baker.
Didn't, but
Baker
they,
threw for like 600 that
but
game.
they didn't. But they didn't go win the big game.
No, because they got beat 84-72 by Baker in Oklahoma.
My point is where you land matters a little bit.
Sometimes that change of scenery does it for you. Andy Reid had Alex Smith looking elite.
Yeah.
He's not
But-
wrong.
but-
He's not wrong.
Agreed. How many Super Bowls did he win with Alex Smith? The answer to that is 0.
Nobody could win a Super Bowl with Alex Smith. Let's look to next week.
Yeah, I'm in.
Washington at. I'm going to tell you right now. This is my favorite week of football. It's not the Super Bowl for me, as I get 2 games this week, and they're both going to be great.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I
agree
this
with this.
week. I love this week. Washington at Philly.
Jackson's
This game
right,
is at
too. Sorry.
3 o'clock on Sunday. I kind of wish both of them were night games, Saturday and Sunday.
That would be great.
That
would be way better.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a 3 o'clock game on a Sunday is not
Yeah,
near as
I
good
don't.
as a
I don't
night
like
game
the
on
3
Saturday.
and the 6:30. I don't like that game. I don't like that slot.
No, I don't like it.
And like you can make it work as long as
It's
you
better than
schedule
the
it.
other one. What was the other one? It was like,
It was
it was-
super
it was
weird. It's
too
3
late.
o'clock
I
on
didn't-
Saturday or something.
yeah, not
Nah,
for me.
I like. Give me the 8 o'clock Saturday, 8 o'clock Sunday. Let's do that.
Sign me up.
How about 7?
You're
Yeah,
old.
Good call.
I am.
You're looking
talking about
36
being
over there.
Straight on. It's like dark. Sideways, great. Sideways, great. Like, I gotta be careful. Don't look away from the camera.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Maxwell's comment, bro. I can't get enough of Maxwell.
Maxwell's the GOAT, bro.
Washington.
He's so good, man. He's so good.
Washington at Philly. Washington again, another big underdog. +6. Washington +6. What do you guys think?
Can they stop the run?
I don't think so.
Dude, I almost said no.
I don't think so, but I think
confidently,
Washington
like,
will do. I don't know. I think this game is going to be pretty handily Eagles.
I don't know about handily. Just in this environment,
I'd take the Eagles minus the points. I'll say that.
I think
Eagles by a touchdown at least.
Eagles by a touchdown. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they cover.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. I probably need to watch like the first possession or 2 possessions. Ringo said, "Get the Ryan Day Sharpie out,
I
Chris."
was so confused for a minute. And I remember you
You
started
want
talking about
darken
your
that thing up, baby? Nah, man. Live with it, die with it, baby.
Oh man,
Tyler, I like that pick. I think for me, like I probably will not allegedly place a wager on this.
I will not either. But
I think the number's right. I gotta see how it goes, to be honest with you. I have to see the plan.
what's the total?
The total is 47.5.
Give me the under.
Book.
Very confidently. Give me the under.
You're on the over.
I take the over.
I don't like anything about this. I think Vegas has this pinpointed.
I have a very not a sharp rule, but
2 teams go over. You go on to the next week.
no. In the playoffs, when 2 divisional teams meet, it's under. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
They know each other too well.
that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. So I'm going I'm going under. Not Eagles, not Washington. I'm going under.
Going under. Who do you think wins the game?
Eagles.
Eagles.
I do.
All right.
Only because it's at home. I think that matters.
I just don't think it's a very good matchup for Washington.
They're 1-1 against them this year.
I just don't think it's a very good matchup. The magic kind of runs out here.
Yeah.
Buffalo at Kansas City. Buffalo +1.5. I'm going to tell you right now. I am going to be all over Buffalo.
I'll let you have it. Give me Kansas City.
I just talked about how much Patrick Mahomes has next year.
Has that next year.
But I think Josh Allen has to get over the hump at some point. I think this is the year.
Until it happens, now next year. If it happens this year, then we can start talking about it. But until it happens,
I don't hate you for that.
Kansas City at home in the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid,
unless they play
and the defense that they have.
play the Bengals.
As long as Chris Jones is healthy, give me all of Kansas City.
Yeah, Chris Jones is him.
Kansas City -1.5 at home against Buffalo.
Bills.
This side's strong. You didn't even know.
Nah, I know I did.
You didn't even know.
Give me the
Let's
Bills.
go, baby.
I think the luck runs out a little bit, Joey. I know you don't think they're lucky, but I think they've got the benefit of the doubt on. They've just made some plays in critical moments. Like, for example, Mahomes exceptional play, getting tackled.
That was
lays out, throws the
crazy
dot
play.
to an uncovered, totally naked Travis Kelce in the end zone, which is insane to
Didn't even
me.
need
But
pads
at some point, that has to run out. I would think, and I think it's in Buffalo or against Buffalo.
It does suck that this game is in Kansas City. That is.
Y'all read Trey's
is a
comment?
big
Yeah.
bummer.
Joey said
He
something.
didn't want to say nothing about me being 3-0 in the Detroit Washington game last week.
He
with
didn't.
with a +400 money line. He don't want to talk about that though. That's fine.
Let my boy
I
cook.
didn't think you were wagering anymore.
Let my boy cook. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, we got anything else?
I'm just giving picks away. I don't actually do it.
Do you
No, I
guys
know.
see? Did the sitters see why we don't have show notes? We just run an hour and 30 with
We're just winging
No,
it.
if we have show
Professionals.
notes, it'll be 4 hours.
professionals.
No, man, it's insane. It's insane.
Really disappointed we didn't get snow.
Yeah,
a
same,
big
man.
moment.
Some did. Not here. Not in
Well,
Lake City, but
no, we got-
really close by. We got
Plus, we got flurries this
flurries
morning.
this morning about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
6:20.
It was rather aggressive
Yeah.
flurries, but it was not what we thought. I thought the ground was going to be white. Thought it was going to be cool. It wasn't. Newton said the Bills showed their hand too much in the regular season. I mean, at some point, I feel like you are.
Didn't the Bills make a
you are.
big deal about not showing everything that they have too early?
Yeah, I think
They
so.
did. I think Josh Allen made a big deal about that. So maybe you're right. We'll see.
I do still love you from LSU in Texas. I said that last week. You weren't here though.
Oh, Joey, you owe me.
What are you?
I won football. Our fantasy football.
Oh yeah. Remind me to get you that.
Yeah.
My head's in the house.
Back-to-back.
What? Wow, this
3-time.
4 times.
3 times.
It's back-to-back twice.
Yeah, it is back-to-back twice.
Yeah,
Fourth?
just not 4 straight, but
fourth
back-to-back, a couple of years off,
4
back-to-back.
times total.
Fourth
Four times
natty.
total.
Tallahassee, it snowed. How's that, boys?
This league is in the bag for me.
Are you saying,
Anything
so are you saying
else,
you're
man?
retired right now?
I can,
Maxwell, hold on. Maxwell said the Bills are going to be the next team that somehow leaves Kelsey wide open dead center field.
absolutely. They've already done it in this game before.
It's crazy.
Does nobody remember the AFC Championship from like 4 years ago? Where that happened?
I remember.
Well, they left
Like 3 times?
Mark Andrews wide open in the middle of the field too. It worked out well for him. Smart play, really.
Okay, Sitters. That's a good one to end on right there. That's going to be it for tonight, Sitters. This has been Tyler Off along with Joey Edge and Chris Martinez. We are Front Porch Sitting. Catch you next time, Sitters.
We appreciate you.
Love you.
Always.